Hello, hello, hello. Hey, friends. Slava Brooks here. If you're stopping by and watching this replay, thank you so much for checking it out. I'm a trauma recovery coach, and I love to hang out here Tuesdays and Thursdays with my friends on the healing journey, Survivor Thrivers, as we work our way through my book, Releasing Your Authentic Self, one day, one page at a time. If you're curious about the trauma recovery coaching that I offer, please visit my website, svavabrooks.com. And if you're here live today, right here, right now, please say hello. Please let us know that you're here so we can welcome you and celebrate you. The topic of discussion today, hey friends, we are digging a little deeper today. Put on your life jackets, deep end of the pool, or at least let's see about that. But we're talking about some of the challenges when we don't get our needs met and we don't get safe, healthy attachment as children. So sets it up for a little bit of a struggle, but it's better and easier to have some of these hard conversations when we are in a community of fellow survivors. Hey, EJ, I'm sorry, didn't mean to scare you off. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. Hey, Lady Leo, how are you, my friend? Thanks for the hearts and flowers. And thank you for the package I got in the mail yesterday, Lady Leo. Can't believe you did that. That beautiful poem that you wrote for me, you had it printed on a beautiful background and framed. Thank you, sweet friend. Love those words and love that they're coming from you. Mean the world to me. So thank you so much. Made my day. Made my day. Like we said, somebody out there knew that, you know, our paths were meant to cross here. So it was, Rob, that a poem was epic. It sure was. Sure was. So let's start with the check-in. How are we doing today, my friends? How are we doing? It's been very gloomy here in Portland. Let's see, what's the temperature out today? Some days, when, especially when it's rainy, it's sometimes hard to shake off the chill. Let's see, it's 55. It's not bad. Not bad. I have Arizona and Oregon, or Portland, Oregon, and Reykjavik, all in same. So that's kind of how I check in on my friends and family. And of course, I look at the Celsius. It's -6 Celsius in Iceland right now. So 21 in Iceland. Tempe, yeah, we're with my mom. It's 86. Not bad. I would be okay with 86 right now. Lady Leo, doing well, took a nap. Ooh, good for you. I love naps. I should have thought of that earlier. Thought of that, but it's been a busy day today. Busy day, all good. Rob says, chillin'. Cat, you guys went for a walk with Norman. Nice. Nice. And EJ, I'm trying to look at the face you put up. It's hard for me to read it. How are you doing? Hanging in there? Hey, Sue. Hey, Sue P. How are you? Thank you. Loving my scarf. Yes. I think it's definitely scarf time for Svava. I'm starting to pull out my scarves. As you guys, some of them, my scarf are big and bulky, but this one is a little, yeah, I like it too. I like it too. Thank you, Lady Leo. Thank you. EJ says dangling by a thread. Maybe. Sweet friend. Sweet friend. Well, I am glad you are here. Glad you came here. So glad you are here, and maybe we can start. We can start with connecting our hearts. Connecting our hearts and uniting our hearts, dropping into our hearts, everybody. If I could ask the community for permission to support one of our friends. And from our hearts, sending love to EJ. Exactly, Lady Leo, grab the knot and don't let go. You got this, and we got you. From my heart, right here, right now, we're breathing in gratitude for our group, and we're breathing out love for EJ. We're breathing in gratitude for our group and everyone here. And we're exhaling love to our friend EJ. One more, my friends. Let's inhale together. Gratitude and love for all of us here. And as we exhale, we are sending love and light to our friend EJ. Feels like no matter how hard I hold on to the thread, it's what's unraveling. I hear you, my friend. I hear you. It feels definitely hard at times when it feels like we're treading water, right? And what we felt like was a secure rope or something secure to hold on to is like crumbling up in our hands, right? And we're treading water. Got my feet going. Treading water. I know how you feel, but we are surrounding you, my friend. We are surrounding you. I hope you feel the love and the comfort from knowing we are here, we are here, we are here for you. Yes, I hear you, my friend. I hear you. Thank you, Lady Leo. Thank you, Lady Leo. So if you're just joining us, I'm just sitting here breathing deeply, really breathing deeply from my heart out to our community and all that are here and all that are part of our community, whether you're here live or not. And we are sending love and warmth to our friend EJ right now. If you can, just let the tears come. Just let the tears come. Not anything delightful about any of this. I know, I know, I know. And this is the hardest part about the healing. And I'm not making, light of any of our experiences, right? It sucks at times. It's not fun or pretty. It just can feel like I have nothing more to give. I have nothing more to hold on to. But sometimes the tension comes from us actually holding on instead of letting go. It's that we are holding on to something that has left us, but because we, for some reason, for whatever reason, right, are hanging on to something that is wanting to go, something that needs to go. And sometimes it's because of our nervous system is hardwired, right? That tension pattern, it just grabs onto something, and because we've been grabbing onto it for so long, it is hard to release it. It doesn't even feel safe to release it. It's like, this is all I know, so I'm going to hang in here. Because very much, yes, pruning, exactly. Pruning is an interesting concept, a layered. Yes. Thank you, EJ. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So, my friend, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. And with that, perhaps we can all use this reminder and this moment. Yes, I hear you, EJ, right? It looks a little scrawny and weak maybe after the first prune. Exactly. It grows and blooms. Yes, yes, yes. So we can just tend to our bodies right now, tend to our bodies, our homes that are holding all this conflict and all the, right, the upheaval, or, where we are imagining trimming back some parts that no longer serves us, right? So we can tend to our bodies with the knowing that this beautiful, powerful, amazing body that you sit in, this home of yours, it is always, always, always doing the best it can. It's doing the best it can. So, in whatever small way you can tend to your heart and your body in this moment, I hear you, I feel you, I see you. I hear you, I feel you, I see you, and I am here, I am here, I am here for you. Every time, each and every time, I tell my body, I'm here, I am here, I am here. I can feel my body just drop down my shoulder, just a teeny tiny bit, and there's like a something in here that hears it and goes, thank you. Thank you for honoring my presence. Thank you for noticing that I'm here. Thank you for noticing me. Thank you for noticing all that I do for you. So, doing our best to make our bodies a safe place to be. So I hope you find a little bit of comfort, EJ, right here, right now, knowing we are here, surrounding you and supporting you. And anybody else that's here, please say hello. Please let us know how you're doing so we can check in. We do care. I care how you're doing. Thanks for all the encouragement, my friends, and your comments. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. So please practice really good self-care as we are here together for the next almost an hour. I am moving back and forth between some screens. The topic of today is a little bit about attachment, right? To set it up for us, attachment is a tricky concept for child abuse survivors. And when I say a little bit about attachment, I mean, I want to talk about the healing of it. So of course, attachment is a tricky concept for child abuse survivors. We connect through healthy attachment. We are meant to learn healthy attachment from our parents, our caregivers. But for so many of us, no fault of our own, we grew up in dysfunctional, abusive, toxic, even families where we didn't get our needs met. We might even have been hurt for our unique way of being in the world, dismissed. So, for so many of us, this trained us, right, to survive, to cope, to manage. Like we realize we need these people for survival, right? I'm going to just repress the truth of who I am and just stay connected in whatever means necessary to get some of my needs met in this relationship, whatever toxic or unhealthy or dysfunctional it was. And for so many of us, we didn't even know that this wasn't good or healthy or supportive. Don't know about you, but it wasn't until years later that I actually started educating myself about parenting that I realized my struggle with intimacy and connection in both relationships, partnerships, and friendships, and also my challenge with connecting, with myself and connecting even with my children in the beginning, because I simply did not have a healthy attachment. So the two questions that I asked today, and of course, I would love to hear from you if you'd like to share your answers to these questions, or if you have an insight or a question about this topic, please ask. We would love to share that and to talk it through. But the two questions that I asked today: in what way do you still put up with dysfunction or abuse, maybe in your relationships or partnerships, to keep people around, or to satisfy other people, or to this dynamic that you maybe have created, that you put up with things to keep people around, to keep other people happy. And the other question here is, in what way do you still deny your individuality to satisfy others, right? Why is there, or in what way do you not speak your truth, honor your voice, tell your opinion or your thoughts, or share your creativity, because, of fear? Or how do you maybe, and how do you repress it? So let's see here. I'm moving back and forth. Let's see here. Thank you. Thank you, Rob. I hear you. EJ, I hear you, my friend. I chuckle because I can so relate. Anyone else relate? Right? The more we heal, the more we realized like how messed up things were, right? I can see you're not alone. Thank you, Rob, for sharing. Thank you, Lady Leo, right? Um, and as hard as it is to realize some of that, it also, thank you, Sue, helps us to understand. It's like, no wonder I'm having trouble putting the pieces together, right? It's like, no wonder. And I was the one thinking there was something wrong with me. I'm just a textbook example of an adult who didn't get certain structure and certain need meds, support, encouragement, creativity or curiosity to be nurtured and supported. It's like, right? And then because if we didn't get those things met, what do we do as kids? Right? In order to survive, we figure out in this dysfunctional environment, we don't know it's dysfunctional. We just see what other people are doing and we just follow along and do what other people are doing. If people in this family don't talk about their feelings, we don't talk about our feelings. We just in this environment, people smoke to repress their feelings, or that's a way people socialize or meet or get their needs met. I'm smoking because I want to be a part of this, right? Or if you see people coping by drinking, right? So it's whatever means we see growing up and how we watch people take care of themselves or interact with each other. We take all that in while our brains are like sponges, like taking it all in, taking it all in, taking it all in. Siglufjörður, yes, I've been to Siglufjörður. So it makes sense. And so it's helpful to remind ourselves. It's helpful to remind ourselves that we didn't get some of our needs met as children. And because of that, it has made the healing journey harder. It has. It has. But the good news is, my friends, we can heal and restore. Yes, it takes time. No quick fix as we know it. And as we are working with our bodies, we're literally changing tissue, right? Because this lives in our tissues. This energy lives in our systems, our nervous system, and in our tissues, muscles, bones. It takes time to shift. But like, working with cells in a lab, it's like when we take this cell and put it in a different environment, right? This is the environment that was toxic that turned this cell, this organism into this, but we're going to take this cell and put it in a different environment. Change the environment and the cell starts to respond differently. So we can do this, my friends. We can do this. I had pulled on a couple images here. So the outcome of not getting our needs met, right? When we don't feel securely attached, there's 4 attachment theories, or like how we define ourselves as these 4 different classifications, and they are linked to our beliefs about whether needs will be met or not. So there's someone who, for an adult or child who is brought up with a secure attachment, they can rely on others to meet their needs. If you grew up, right, with where you can reliably depend on others to meet your need, right? That's what we're talking about. Your needs were not met. Like as an infant child, we were pinging the outside world to meet our needs. And when they didn't, then we shut down. The second one is the second attachment classification is anxious. Anxious attachment, right? I can't predict whether others will meet my needs or not, right? I can't predict. So that creates an anxiety for a child. It creates an anxiety. I can't predict. I can't predict. The worry. What if, I don't know, right? And then there's the avoidant. I can't rely on others to meet my needs. I can't, right? There's like, nope, cannot rely on other people. No one is showing up. Nobody is showing up to meet my needs. So what happens? We stop even trying. We avoid it. We avoid exploring the possibility of people meeting our needs. The fourth one is disorganized. Those who meet my needs are also likely to hurt me. Those who meet my needs are also likely to hurt me. So here's the thing, we can have different attachment patterns depending on who the person is in your life. But sometimes there is like a central theme for you in relationships in your life, depending on where you fell under these four categories. So, how do we heal this, right? How do we heal this? If we didn't get a lot of our needs met, chances are we have deep, deep wounds around this. And for us as children, a lot of us came up with the stories about ourselves and who we are that are very much tied into feelings of guilt and shame and anxiety and depression. So what do we do to avoid feeling those really hard feelings? Right? We come up with all kinds of strategies, coping mechanisms to avoid feeling our feelings, because the feeling of shame and guilt is so big, so overwhelming, that for us as children, it would have, been very overwhelming. So we shut it down and we disconnect. And so how those emotions can show up for us is different for different people, but very often they are kind of in line with the fight or flight mechanism, right? The fight, flight, or freeze. For some, they fall more into the fight category. Others flee, and often kind of the feelings that we're feeling are related to that, depending on which side you fall into. So how do we heal? How do we heal? We get in touch with our core emotions, our core feelings. Yes, we face some of our fear. We feel our anger or our outrage, right? We feel our grief. We feel our grief, right? And there is also sometimes some of the core emotions for humans have been identified as, disgust. Also, for some people, they label that as a core emotion. But then we also have excitement and joy. And I know about you, but it was very interesting. For a long time, I was just as reluctant as feeling my feelings, my core emotions, and expressing my anger as I was to really, really feeling the feeling of joy in the moment, heart, wholehearted joy. So, the path to reconnecting and to our most authentic self is, as I see it, through our hearts, right? Through inner bonding, through inner child work, learning to open our hearts with self compassion practice finding a path to a calm and curious open state in your body by working with our nervous system, our biology through, right, something like TRE, tension and trauma release, helping the nervous system to come into a calmer, more connected state, social engaged state, right, through calm, curiosity, being connected, compassionate, confident, courageous, and clear. Let's see, now I have to move back here and see. All right, Rob, thank you. Hey, Elizabeth, glad you're here. Yes, your curiosity has been your savior. Yes, absolutely. I can relate to that, Rob. Curiosity was definitely my savior. It's interesting. I'm also reflecting that, as a child, I was always very curious. I know I'm not alone in here. That in when I was a little girl, I would get into trouble because I was so curious. I was so eager to learn. I was always asking why, and I wanted to, right, learn more and learn more and learn more, and that still serves me. But there was a time when I was younger where that was squelched a little bit. Like that was, I don't know about you, but if you were around anyone who's like, can you just stop asking those questions? Can you pipe down a little bit? You're just being too full of yourself. You're being too joyful. You're being too much, right? And that hurts. That hurts a child, right? Makes the child think that there's something wrong with them. Yes, thank you, Sue. I hear you. Rob says, I never use that word to describe how I differ from my family, but yeah, and right, it got me into trouble too. Yes, I hear you. But I believe humans are inherently curious because what we're here to do is to learn. We are here to learn, and I think once we stop learning, I think that's like the end of the road. At least for me, it's like I'm like curious, curious, curious. I think the life force is curious inside of us. Like, tell me more, tell me more, tell me more. What can I experience? What can I experience? Exactly. And then it makes us afraid to be curious. And then it makes us, not just we are afraid of making mistakes, right? I think it kind of builds on that because we have to do something that fits in a box or to be like everybody else or um, have that checklist that we can follow and ay ay ay. So Lady Leo shared with us today her comments, her thoughts on this. She said here, she says, yes, it has been years since I've tolerated any type of abuse from others. However, I would put others' wants and needs before mine. So I was self abusing. I didn't feel or believe I could say no. However, I am now able to say no, or I will allow others to take care of themselves. Phew, right? That's actually a win-win, right, Wanda? I've learned that I teach people how to treat me by the way I treat myself. High five. Yes. Yes. Accepting invitations to social events, speaking my truth as guest on blogs and podcasts is showing my individuality. Beautiful. Beautiful. Lady Leo, I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. So much appreciated. And I'm so happy for you, my friend. So happy for you. Once we realize, right? Oh, wait, I'm going to give them the responsibility to take care of themselves. I'm going to over here taking care of me and realize, where am I saying yes when I want to say no? So beautiful. So I see Rob posted here. Rob, can I share? Yes, thank you. That is so true. Thanks, Rob. And EJ, you give me a heads up if I can share yours, but it's okay if I don't. Rob says, I was thinking today how my most vivid memories from youth were abject fear, isolation, tunnel vision, and frankly, fear. As I got to about 8 years old, I learned to stay silent and look upon people that rather Taft express myself because I had no confidence and no idea a lot of the time what was going on. By watching, I learned how to imitate and to fit in, but my God was not ever being myself ever. Individuality be damned. I had no damn identity. When I went traveling at 24, I felt released and able to be myself, which continued when I was back a yard and noticed that my new individuality back home really riled family and friends who wanted me as their docile, adulting non-entity. But boy, better know, I also noticed that I didn't give a F about them because my new expression of my personality was linking me with other individuals and free thinking people. So a whole new world of hope was there for me if I could just break the last chains. Beautiful, Rob. Beautiful, Rob. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, my friend. So much for sharing. I wish I could have been there for that 8-year-old sweet boy, so smart, so brilliant, probably looked around to the adults around him and are quickly saw, right? I better just turn it all down. I better just turn off that light. I better turn off that spark, right? That's right. I get it, Rob. Those chains were the negative self beliefs instilled from childhood, not having my needs met. Yes. Yes. Exactly. And here's the thing, Rob, and here's the thing to all of us, to remember inside, Rob, is that little 8-year-old boy. Inside is that 8-year-old little boy. It's not too late to get to know him. It's not too late to give him permission to come out and to share his curiosity with you. It will take time because he probably doesn't trust adults right now. But when he is willing, right? When you make it safe, when we make it safe for our inner child, our inner children, right? To sit with them and let them be their authentic self, right? When we, yes, when we become the parent and the protector that they needed, it's not too late to build a safe attachment. And we do that loving and firm, right? Loving and firm, meaning, right, Rob, I hear you say he's running the show inside the adult Bobby. Yes, that is what they do. They take over our bodies because they've been in there knocking for so long and no one is listening. So some version of them takes over. And sometimes, right, because they're only 8, or in my case 6, they make a mess of things. They're not mature enough to deal with the outside world, right? So when I became the parent, loving and firm, I hear you, I see you. Yes, you can have your feelings, you can have your tantrums, but I'm not going to let you hurt yourself or anybody else, right? And to sit with them and to sit with them and let them share with you how hurt they are. The hurt that is so big because their bodies are so small. Let them share with you how scared they are, how hurt they are, how devastated they are. And when we are willing to sit with them, and the truth is, it's not going to be too much. That little kid, it's smart. It knows what you can handle. It knows. It knows. So it's not going to bring up more than what you can handle. But when that part of you, that inner part of you, it gets that you get it, when it gets that you, in your heart of hearts, you go, oh, sweet girl, of course you're devastated. Of course you're angry. Of course you're hurt. I was there. I believe you. You're absolutely right. You're not crazy. That was unfair. That was painful. That was uncalled for. That was abusive, right? Doing that helps that little part who sometimes throws big tantrums inside these big bodies to get our attention. It helps it to relax. Oh, you finally hear me. You finally see me. Because so much of the hurt about holding on is that we are avoiding feeling and seeing these parts of ourselves. It's no longer the outside world that is triggering us, making us feel overwhelmed. It comes from the inside. So, finding a way to help the nervous system, our bodies, to remember I'm not 5-year-old anymore. I'm safe right here, right now, in this space. right? I am here. I am here. I am here for you, right? And that's why, still to this day, when I put my hand on my heart and I whisper quietly to my body and to all my inner parts, all my inner parts go, thank you. I'm my inner parts' safe attachment now. When they're scared, I'm the one who shows up. When they're have their feelings, I'm the one who soothes their feelings. I'm the one who gives them unconditional love. No one out here can give you unconditional love. No one. There is no such thing. Nope. The only person who can give you unconditional love is you. From you to these parts of you. Saying all the words that you needed to hear as a child. The encouragement you longed to hear when you were little. I hear you, Rob. I hear you. I hear you. So just right here, right now, just right here, right now, my friends. Of course, only if you'd like to explore. But if you feel comfortable enough, right, and safe to do this, to place a hand on your heart. Feel the warmth from your hand on your body. Feel the warmth from your hand on your body. This is you safely being present for you. And for some of us, this feels too much. You can place your hand one on top of the other and drop it here on your lap, or you can hold your elbows, right? Because when we haven't gotten the needs met around touch or connection, it can feel scary. It can feel scary. So the best you can, honor you, right? And in a way that supports you, if you can drop inside, right? Drop inside and imagine yourself as a little boy or as a little girl. You don't have to go close, just imagine yourself there. Just imagine yourself in there. And with your intention, you just want to send this part of you love. Just let it feel the warmth from your hand on your body. And just let it feel your loving presence. That was so much of what we wanted and needed as kids. Can someone just sit with me? Can I just be in your space, in your presence? So, if this is your first time connecting with your inner child or exploring making connection, there's no need to force, right? We want to be kind and respectful and show that we're safe, like any friendship, like any relationship. When you meet a stranger, we don't just go plowing in and give them a hug or, ask intimate questions or share our all our things with them. We are just we tread lightly. We just kind of, okay, I'm just going to be over here, just going to be grounded and present in my body, and just sending kindness and love over to this beautiful child that's here. Sending that child warmth, from here. And just let it know in your mind's eye. You don't have to say anything. That part of you knows. It's listening, it's watching, it's feeling. Just let it know. I'm just here when you're ready. I am just here when you're ready. I'm ready when you're ready. It's on your terms, my friend. It's on your terms, sweet one. I'm doing my best to earn your trust, to prove to you. I'm going to do my best to be a safe person for you. And you may notice a message or a feeling back from this part or not. My inner child, the first time I went to visit her all those years ago, she definitely was standing there like that. It's like, I don't trust you, lady. Who are you to think you can just show up one day and think it's all okay? So I was like, yeah, I get it. I get it. So I was like, it's okay, sweet girl. I'm not forcing anything, not pushing. I'm just going to be here, ready to listen. Be honest. Yeah, I'm a little scared maybe too, but I'm ready. I'm ready and willing to help you. You've been carrying a lot of feelings alone in that little body of yours, a lot of hurt. I'm going to do my best to show up for you whenever you're ready, whenever you're ready. And as you continue to let that warmth, right, go into your heart and into your body and towards that beautiful little child that's inside, you know, in your heart of hearts, you're doing the best you can. And with that, we can pull back into this present moment and just notice for yourself, does anything shift in your body, in your nervous system? If you're aware of, activity in your body. I don't know about you, but this brought about calm inside of me. Did anything shift for you? And something to keep in mind when we go in there and are just kind of learning to connect with some of our parts, it's always just helpful to be curious, to do our best to be curious. Be curious about why this part is struggling, why it's so hurt. You know some of it, of course. You know your history. But if there is a part there that's, frustrated with this little boy or this little girl, and it's like, almost like you can maybe even hear your inner part, critical parent who is like, I just want you to behave. I just want you to stop throwing tantrums. I just want you to, be a good little boy or a good little girl, right? Just notice that too, because that's another part of you that is trying to keep this child in line, that doesn't want it to create, you know, challenges for you. That's not always helpful, is it? It's not helpful when we criticize ourselves, when we beat ourselves up for what we're just trying to do. What we're just, when we beat ourselves up for trying to connect with ourselves in a loving way, but very often that can be the first thing that comes up. So, Good. Awesome. Good, Rob. Good. And I hear your the words you're using. Can you right? Connected more than ever. Right? Connection is something we are intentional about creating. Trauma and hurt disconnects us, right? It disconnects us from our hearts, it disconnects us from our bodies, it disconnects us from our truth, our most authentic self. Um, it disconnects us from our curiosity, it disconnects us from so much. So reconnecting is is an active practice to be intentional, right? So when I say self-compassion, I'm not just saying go and be kind to yourself. No, I really want you to be intentional about placing your loving kindness, your presence for yourself right here. Yes, it is a conduit between the physical and the emotional. And kindness towards ourselves activates the feel good hormones that actually help solidify some of the new connections we are working on, right? Connection to ourselves, to our bodies. When we can deepen this connection, we can deepen the connection to others. Hey, Sharon. Hey, friend. We are thinking about you, my friend. Glad you're here with us. Glad you're here with us. Thinking of you, Sharon. Lady Leo, my inner teenager has been very present recently, and because I did what I needed to do for me, I can't see straight right now. When she was triggered, I was able to calm her. I wasn't going to share in the group, but I think I will. Aw, beautiful, Lady Leo. That's beautiful. That's it, right? When our inner parts get triggered or anxious, how can we show up for them? How can we hold the space for them? Beautiful, Lady Leo. Beautiful. Well, sweet friends, I think I shared everybody's comments and I pulled a card for us. And of course, it's always perfect. One day, he or she decided to forgive herself. And to me, forgiving ourselves is about acceptance, accepting ourselves. I hear you, EJ. Yes. Yep, yep, yep. Accepting ourselves one part at a time, one feeling at a time, one temper tantrum at a time, one day at a time, one breath at a time. We got this. We got this. All right, sweet friends. That is that EJ's card? Okay. All right. All right. The interesting thing about forgiveness is that there was nothing to forgive, my friends. There was really nothing to forgive. It's just about acceptance and love. Yes, that is part of Icelandic tradition. We give books for Christmas. And I couldn't wait to get my new book for Christmas. And then you read, you get lots of books and you're reading all through Christmas and way into winter. Hopefully, you get enough books, new books to read that it will keep you into spring. Reading was my escape growing up. Definitely an escape growing up. So yes, Icelanders publish, I think, more books per capita than any other place in the world. And I think we also buy more books than any other per capita than any other place in the world. So, hey, Minnie, a slow reader. That's all right. That's all right. Right now, I don't read as much, but I have many, many books going at the same time. Multiple books. All right, sweet friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you as always for being here. I hear you. I see you. I appreciate you all as always. Have a beautiful evening, and I'll see you guys back here on Thursday. Same time, same place. All right, friends. Take good care. Thank you all.